Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 162 days already of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we are looking at the contribution SOAP framework, step 3A, which stands for action. So we're going to look at the options we came up with yesterday. We're going to analyze those, pick one, and we're going to take action on it today. We're going to act now. We're going to take intentional, committed action toward filling the gap between where we are and where we want to be in the area of contribution. Now, I picked doing more volunteering, but a couple of things I want to talk about first. We made our 10, we brainstormed, I'm sure you did this, at least 10 possible ways to begin filling that gap. I did it, I hope you did it too, and then picked your top 3. Why? Because in order to take action, we have to know what are we going to do, right? And how do we decide what we're going to do? Well, we need to have in our own personal toolbox a way to analyze alternatives, look at the different options, because sometimes they're way different, right? And the amount of effort they take required is different. Now, I have a handful of, and more than a handful of, problem-solving decision-making tools that I use. How do I analyze different alternatives? And depending on how complicated the choices are or how different the choices are will determine which tool I use. But I encourage you to adopt at least 3 to 5 decision-making analysis, simple analysis tools, some super simple, some more complicated. If it's a complicated problem, you probably need a more sophisticated tool. If it's a simple problem, guess what? The good old plus or minus decision-making system is often the best because it's quick and easy, down and dirty, and it gets you into taking action pretty much immediately. If I look at my alternatives and I say, okay, I need to pick up the phone and make a phone call, it's pretty easy to pick that one, decide, pick up the phone and make a phone call. So the plus and minus decision-making tool, we've talked about the 3 E's tool. Is it effective? How much effort is required? And am I emotionally ready to make that decision or choice? We've talked about the head, heart, intuition tool. And we're going to cover all these one more time. But I'm just showing you, you want to have a whole bunch of them in your toolbox so that you can make a decision quickly. Urine analysis, we know I love that one, even though it's got a crazy name. Nominal group technique, I'm not sure we've talked about that yet this year, but we will definitely go through an example of how do you apply nominal group technique to a simple problem. It works best when we have a group of people deciding on it and making a decision. It's great for team building and teams, but it also works for us as individuals. Watch my daughter do it when she was in about, I guess she was probably 10, 9 or 10, when she won a puppy at the Pheasants Forever banquet. She used nominal group technique and had the whole family voting on what she should name her puppy. She ended up landing on Cola, but I think it was like a 3-day process. It was pretty intense, but she learned how to use a problem-solving tool at 9 or 10. She might have been 9. Anyway, she was little, and that she can still use to this day. So today, what are we doing? We are taking action. So we're going to look at our alternatives that we selected yesterday, that at least analyze your top 3, and then choose among them. I'm going to let you pick what problem-solving decision-making tool or what selection tool or criteria you want to use today in order to do that. I will probably use pros and cons or plus and minus because mine's a pretty simple choice. I think I already know what I want to do without even doing an analysis tool. And my guidance for you is if your gut tells you to do something, just do that thing right now because you're always going to go back and do other things, right? Very seldom do we take one action and we go from where we are to where we want to be in one fell swoop. I'd have to think if that's ever even happened in my life. I would call that a miracle. So I'm not sure that's ever happened in my life, except for the fact that I'm still here and I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. I guess that's a miracle in one fell swoop. All right. If I can help you anyway, if you have any questions, if you don't know which problem solving or which tool to use for you and you want help and guidance on that, please ask, because that in and of itself, if you have the ability to face a challenge, know where you are and where you want to be, brainstorm possibilities, look at those possibilities, pick one and take action, you are light years ahead of most people on the planet. Most people will just have a problem and let it fester and then not do anything and it resolves itself or it doesn't, right? All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, do it to you tomorrow.